Right. Good night. Good night. Good night. Welcome again to another episode of Fortress Fitness Lifestyle Podcast. And I just want to say thanks to everybody that supported Fortress for 2024. And here I am again, 2025. And this is my first podcast back. And we have a lot of amazing guests for 2025. And I hope you all are exercising, watching what you eat for 2025, and everybody have a New Year's resolution, and it's fitness all is part of it, right? One step at a time, one day at a time. Yes. So, right tonight I have an amazing guest. She is lovely, beautiful, and she's all into the health and fitness niche. And her name is Sharon Keel. Right. So, words can't really describe this woman. So I want to leave her that she introduce herself properly. So, good night. Good night.
Good night, Victor. Thanks for
Eh,
having me.
Yes, well, thanks for making the time. Thanks for making the time. And welcome to Fortress Fitness Lifestyle Podcast. And I know, you have so much to say, but a product that you have there that will help this carnival babies who preparing for 2025 carnival, and I hope it's beyond. So before we get started, I want to, allow you to introduce yourself properly.
Good night, everyone. My name is Sharon Keel, and I am the owner and founder of Lejeune Marketplace. I sell natural juices and Semose gel, and I do a few other things related to health. Um, I've been doing this since 2022, and you can find me at Eddie Hart Savannah for the carnival season next to Smoke and Fire restaurant. I have a pop up there, and I'll be there from Friday to Saturday from 5 to 9 p.m. Yeah.
Nice, nice, nice. Right. So I just want the viewers to know. Actually, I bounce you up at Eddie Hat.
Yes.
Because yes. So I usually go there, I get my stuff, and it's like, getting healthy stuff to eat in those places is dime a dozen. So it's not easy to find. So when I saw you all there, it's like, okay, natural, yeah, look
Yeah.
good,
Yeah.
and here we are, here we are after that,
Okay.
right?
And
So
just last month. So,
yeah, so I was, I tasted it was good. It was no artificial flavors. So I just want the viewers to know, what you sell is all natural. It's no artificial flavors.
no
That is
sugar.
no sugar. That's why you're here, because I don't deal up with those stuff. And I
Mhm.
realize you have a product there that really can help a lot of people, not just those people into the fitness journey, but for people who suffering from certain things, right? And to have to stay away from processed flour and all those stuff and processed sugar. So
Mhm.
you have the natural juice that is really good for us, right? So I mean, for a young person, first of all, I mean, there's so much thing you could have started. Why you started a healthy uh, drink, healthy juices, and all natural? What inspired you to do that?
Right. So I have a little backstory on how I started this business. I think it was, well, I registered my business in 2021. But before that, let's say from 2020, my mom started making a lot of smoothies. And she would always text me and let me know what she had for breakfast. So it would usually be a smoothie, and she'd, send me the list of ingredients and chia seeds, pineapple, banana, and all of these things. And eventually, she started bringing smoothies for me, and I really enjoyed them. And so I decided to get my own NutriBullet so that I can make my own smoothies. So I started off with me making smoothies, and so I would do that. And then one day I was online and I came across a health guru, and he was talking about the benefits of celery juice. And so I called my mom and I was like, "Mom, we have to like make celery juice." So mind you, we only have a NutriBullet. She has a Ninja Bullet. I have a NutriBullet at home. So we buy 2 packs of celery, We come home, and we decide, okay, we're gonna blend it up to make celery juice. And after making the celery juice, well, after blending it up, we're like, this consistency is not what it's supposed to be. It looks like very thick, right? So we're like, maybe we need to strain it. We tried straining it, and that didn't work. And so then I was like, oh my gosh, we need a juicer. We need a juicer to juice celery so that it would be like a
Yeah,
liquid and good
yeah.
consistency, right? So I go on Amazon, I order a juicer, it arrives, and let me tell you, like my mom and I, we started juicing almost every fruit you could think of. We were juicing,
Yeah,
so like
yeah.
different combinations, and then eventually, my uncle, I was talking to my uncle one day, and he was like, well, why don't you start this as a business? Like a lot of persons are into healthy drinks, you know. And then I was like, yeah, that's a great idea. So this was in 2021. I ended up registering my business in August 2021, but
Mhm.
I actually started operating around April 2022. That's when I
Yeah.
developed my menu, and then I started, selling. So yeah, that's how I got into healthy juices. I actually started with smoothies, and my mom introduced me to smoothies. I attempted to make celery juice, and then that was it.
Well, you
Yeah.
see, you have a good backstory,
Mm-hmm.
and then 2021, I mean, coming out after that COVID and all of that, that might have been appropriate for a lot of people, you know.
Exactly.
I,
A lot
I,
of people were becoming more health conscious during that time too.
yes. So for a young entrepreneur, right? I know you see this business going. I mean, through the Caribbean, through the islands, because there's not much healthy juices vendors in Trinidad. There's a few, but compared to the unhealthy juices, it's still like you know next to
Yeah.
nothing, right? Because the unhealthy juices is dominating the market because that's what's designed to do to keep us unhealthy for those who don't know better, right? And
Yeah.
also, apart from these juices, I know you have a detox as well,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
So you would have started with these juices and it's
Yeah.
been going good. How did detox come into play now?
Okay, so I have a juice called Leju Detox. So I have
Hmm.
it here with me.
Hey, fabulous.
Yes. So it has celery, pine, apple, and kale. So this came about, as I said, I started with celery juice, right? And all the benefits of celery juice, and the fact that it helps with the detoxification process, right? So we know that the liver and the kidney are the two organs that are mainly responsible for detoxifying the body, right? And celery, vegetables like celery, beetroot. I also have a juice that has beetroot as the main ingredient. They help the liver with the detoxification process. So celery is rich in vitamins A, C, K, right? So it helps to boost your immune system. It also helps to fight inflammation, right? And the juice actually tastes amazing because it has pine and kale, which are natural sweeteners, right? So a lot of people, they're skeptical about trying natural juices, especially green juices, because they think it tastes bad. They're more concerned with the taste. So that's why we added in some pine and apple. All right, and that improves the taste a lot. Its majority is celery and kale, right? And kale is also high in iron.
Yes, yes.
So this is our juice that helps with the detoxification process,
Okay.
right? Yeah, and
Yes,
only $40, right? Not bad
yes.
for
No, for the
just
size, no, not what you're getting. It's not bad at all.
500 ml.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you have another one you want to show us?
Yes. So for the persons that are looking for something that's more sweet and fruity, I have Portugal and pineapple. So this juice is really high in vitamin C. All right, so it's good for boosting your immunity, but the benefit is that you're not taking in that added sugar. It's all natural, no
Yes.
preservatives, no stabilizers, no additives. So this is a drink that children will really enjoy. Because children might not, want to drink the green juice so much. So I have nice flavors like Portugal pineapple. I have passion fruit and pineapple as well. I have a lot of flavors, but I just wanted to display these two. So we have the more drinks on the healthier side, and then the fun drinks that you could have with your meal, with a snack, or. Yeah.
Yes, yes, and I like the balance actually, and the package is nice, and the juice that mentioned there. Now we in a season of flu season, that is call it right, because of it's a lot of foreigners coming in for the carnival, and usually after carnival, there's always some flu around because of the different people from different parts of the world. So I think that tropical one that you have there is ideal for the season, whilst you
Mm-hmm.
may have it right through the year. And I also want to say, um, there's this misconception I know. I've heard it before. When I did an interview, I heard it too. People ask me that, and it's like there's this misconception that healthy drinks don't taste good. you know.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
yeah. So what you're saying there, you're correct, because the time people look at that and watch the color, the first thing going in their head is like yuck.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And I want to testify because I think I had that one or two.
Yes, you did. You had
Uh,
the green and you had the beetroot. We call it the bloody boost. So this is our new detox, and then we
yes,
have the bloody boost, which has beetroot in it. Yeah.
yes, I had those two. And for somebody who is, whenever I bounce up any, if ever I bounce up anybody with healthy snack juice, I usually purchase because I don't eat and drink certain things, right?
Right.
And I mean, I've been honest, people. I've been honest. It really tasted good. It didn't taste there was no aftertaste. There was
Thank
no,
yeah.
there was no yucky taste. And I think when I purchased the first time, I came back, right?
Yeah,
I
you
came
did.
back.
You did.
Yes, I came back because it really tastes good. So I see, apart from the benefit, which it tastes don't really matter to me, but I would say that it really tastes good because, not everything that tastes fabulous. A matter of fact, most thing that tastes really, really, really nice and sweet and nice is not good for you. Let
Yeah.
me real, you know.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
your flavors are excellent. Your mixture excellent. And it wasn't pulpy. It wasn't.
It was smooth,
It
right?
was smooth, yeah. It was smooth, and
Mm-hmm.
that is why I say, what, I'm gonna come back and try something, take a next tour again, and which I did, and I really support your product. That is why I asked you to come on the podcast because it's people like yourself I need to get on the podcast because one of the things that happen in our country,
Mm-hmm.
Sharon, is that there's a lot of people that really want to be healthier, but they don't know where to go to get the stuff that will help them in
That's
their on their journeys, and mostly the ageable ones and them that, let's say, people, some may be ailing, but it's never too late to change your lifestyle. It's never
mm-hmm.
too late. And so this podcast and the magazine and everything that I do is to find people like yourself in order to help the people who need the help so they
Yeah.
can change their lifestyle for a better way of living, right? So that is why, I so support what you do and the products that you have. And for a young person, a young entrepreneur, who there's so much distraction of unhealthy stuff out there, and you choose the route of being healthy,
Mm-hmm.
I must commend you for that.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And like you said, a lot of persons as well, they're ailing, So, and what we're seeing these days, are persons becoming sick at a younger age. So, persons like in their late 20s, in their early 30s, they're being diagnosed with cancer, diabetes, they're getting strokes, things that we haven't seen before, right? And I want to stress the importance of taking your health seriously from a young age because it really affects your quality of life later on. Yeah.
And coming from you, a young person, I really appreciate that statement because most of the time I hear young people saying, you know, a young, I could do this and get away, a young still, and that kind of thing, no, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they
Yeah.
tend to drink everything in sight, eat everything in sight, and believing, they may be okay when they reach 40 and they may make a change, but nobody knows what happened on the road. And you're correct because I have been out there in the field of wellness, and I know people who come up to me and say, "Vic, my cousin died from cancer, 28 years old. They're diagnosed with diabetes, 30
Yeah.
years old, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and those apart from the cancer, the diabetes and hypertension, there's lifestyle choices, right? That leads you to those diseases. And
Yeah.
it can be changed, it can be reversed with just, say, what, I'm going to make a conscious choice, not hoping to reach 40 or 50 to make that change then, but, at least
Start eating clean from now.
eating clean from now. And I always say on my platform that, all you have to do is just a little a day, you don't have to move from 0 to 100. You don't have to say, what, I got to cut out sugar, eating sugar all your whole life. You just
Yeah.
get up a day and say you go cut sugar. It doesn't work like that. Your body, you just have to cut down,
You
start
have
with
to
cutting
ease
down.
yourself off. Yeah.
Yes, you have to start to cut down one step at a time, cut down on your flours, cut down on your sugars, and have a replacement. And that's what I was saying,
Yeah.
that the drink that you have. So for people who need something to drink, maybe when they're eating something, that juice that they have there, that tropical juice that they could have with a snack, right?
Yeah.
At least it's sweet, but it's not. There's no artificial flavor, and yes, that one. Yes.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
yes. So that's the one because you may. I often say this. That drink might be how much for that one? That one particular.
This one, all of my except the bloody boost, which is the
Yes.
beetroot, every
Mhm.
other one is $40. So the
Right.
500 ml is $40.
Yes. And someone might say, and I've heard that, $40. Oh gosh, we Trini, right?
Yes.
And they could go on in the supermarket and get a soft drink for like $12, a big 2 liter or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
That's really a bottle of sugar, right?
It is.
And it's a bottle of artery clogging. I just call it what it is.
Yeah.
It has zero benefit and everything there to take your life sooner than later.
Yeah.
And everything that is cheap, or most things that is cheap for you in the supermarket is not healthy, it's not good for you, right? And that is a fact, right? Because
Mhm.
those supermarkets and those big places are designed to make money at the expense of our health, so that is again when I started this is for this particular conversation we're having,
Mm-hmm.
because there are a myth that it's only when you're past 40, 50 going down you're going to get sick, but it's not so anymore, as you rightfully said.
But yeah.
Yeah, people start to get sick, these lifestyle diseases, 30 and 28 and all of that kind of thing.
Because I actually have customers who are ill. They're ailing, and last year a customer ordered Bloody Boost, which is beetroot, cucumber, apple, parsley, and lemon,
Yeah.
and she, disclosed to me that she is a cancer patient and she's in her early 30s. So I was so shocked when I saw her. I was like, oh my gosh. And persons are getting sick much younger these days, and so you can't take it for granted and say, oh well, I'm in my early 20s, I'll eat how I want, I'll party, I'll drink alcohol, smoke, not get enough sleep. This lifestyle is what leads to sickness, and it speeds up the aging process. So
Yes.
you have persons who are young, but they look really old. So when they tell you, "Oh, I'm only 25," you're like, "What? I thought you were like
For,
34." Yeah,
yeah. So what
because
I mean 40, yeah.
process, the sugar especially, it speeds up the aging process um, of your body.
I
So
think, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Go ahead.
So it's important to eat healthy from now. There's the 80-20 rule that you can apply when you're weaning yourself off of certain foods. So you can do 80% clean foods and you could do 20% fun foods, so that your entire diet isn't, only fruits, vegetables,
Yes,
uh,
yes.
you know, but you could also have some fun stuff in there because you might want to have a little dessert every now and again. You might want to enjoy a little drink, but the point I want to make is that you can't do these things every single day, because it's going to lead to a lot of issues eventually.
Yes, and I love the 80-20 rule. I heard it before, and actually is the best way to approach your change when you're going to change your lifestyle. Because most people feel that when I have the conversation with them about changing their lifestyle, they believe it's all about cutting everything off completely. They see it before and just going straight to eating healthy
Yes,
from the
yes,
morning. And it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. All
yeah.
right. And also, I want to say as well, as you rightfully mentioned, even people like myself or you or people who are into fitness, you
Mm-hmm,
know, serious,
mm-hmm,
we have days that we partake in certain things, eating a little ice cream or some, or pleasing yourself in a little fun food, as you call it. Not
mm-hmm,
going to do anything negative to you once you're having it in moderation from time to time,
yeah.
right? What is causing the problem is eating all the wrong things consistently for a long period of time. And a long period of time meaning years, right?
Yes.
And yes, and that's why I tell people life, is about building blocks of habits. There's good habits and there's bad habits. And we have to try to make the good habits soar up and the bad habits stay down, And
Mm-hmm.
unfortunately for us in the culture that we have in Trinidad here, because of the lifestyle, most people have more bad habits when coming to health and nutrition than
Right.
than good habits.
Yeah.
Because when you look at one plate, when you go liming, you
Mm-hmm.
barely could, you gotta get a magnifying glass to see a salad on that plate.
But that's I was making a point to someone the other day that a lot of people eat for taste as opposed
Correct.
to nutrition.
Yes.
Primary purpose of consuming is to nourish our bodies. But a lot of persons it's more about like fried chicken. Like for example, if you look at someone's the average Trini's Sunday meal, right? What they would cook on Sunday: rice, potato salad, um, baked chicken, and then they might have another meat on the plate, right?
Always.
Beef, right? And then, like you say, you may get a little salad there, a little corn,
Alice Sprinkle.
sauces, and a lot of oil they use, for cooking. So when you look at it, they have macaroni pie as well. So when you
Yes.
look at it, so many starches, right? And these are the things it's going to make you gain weight eventually. So you're thinking, okay, it's a home cooked meal. I'm not going and I'm not buying KFC, but it could be just as unhealthy as buying fast food. It depends on what you're cooking at home, right? It's not like you're doing like a lean meat and sweet potato. No, you're adding like three, four starches on the plate and then couple that with a lot of sauces and whatever else you may have. So it's important, even if you're cooking at home, you need to look at what it is you're cooking, what are you consuming, and the ingredients you're using to cook.
Yes, and that's well said. And we eat for taste. It's something I always tell people, and even in the job and people, it's a big way to eat. And I just keep saying, I don't eat for taste. I eat for what I know is good for me.
You told
And
me that, yes.
yes, yes, that's what I do, and I live
Mhm,
my life like that. And back to what you were saying about the Sunday lunch, based on our culture, I
mhm.
had this discussion already, and it's so correct, whereby is 5 6 starch on a plate, and the plate is actually is a small mountain because it's always it's always.
Yeah,
I mean, I grew up like that too, so I'm guilty, right? Back in the day, my granny and I think we all had that some
yes,
point in our past, and
definitely.
that's fine. And I
Mhm.
think what is more, don't forget the glass of juice with it, eh?
A glass of juice.
Yeah. Don't
But
forget
it's
that.
healthy juice. It's sugar, full of sugar.
Yes. So one of the things I say, Sharon, is that what I believe in, people say, what, my grandparents had diabetes, so you know what, I'm in line for it. It doesn't work like that. What I believe is that what people passed on
Mm,
is generation of bad eating habits.
correct.
So
Yeah.
what you mentioned there about the Sunday lunch, if your great grandparents used to prepare it like that,
Mm-hmm.
they didn't know better, it's fine. And your grandmother did the same thing, your mother did the same thing. No, we living in the land of technologies and knowledge, and
Information.
information, and we know what is not healthy and what is healthy.
Mm-hmm.
And we know having five starch on a plate is no good for your body, right? Your body don't need all them different starches. One starch is enough, you
One
know.
stop is enough.
One
Yeah.
starch is enough, So, and not only that, to go further outside of that Sunday, most of the time Sunday, we eat twice at that meal, right?
Yes.
Let's
Lunch and dinner.
Yes, dinner is that same meal,
Go
and
back for sometimes.
yes, and
Yeah.
if it have extra, it'll be packing that for Monday morning, right?
So it goes over into the Monday.
Yeah, and
That's
yes, and I was telling someone the other day, actually, this when last week I think, the same conversation. I want
true.
to eat that heavy meal. 95% of most people sit down, and then it's Sunday already. They go and sleep after that. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that
Because it
heavy.
makes it lethargic.
Yes, and
Yeah.
then Monday morning you're going to have breakfast, which is not healthy, which is bread and cheese, all that stuff. But
Vienna sausage.
yes, and
Mm-hmm.
you sit down in your car, right? You go to your job, and once you reach your job, you sit down again for 8 hours, 9 hours,
Mm-hmm.
and lunchtime on that job, you go and get lunch, and you sit down again.
Mm-hmm.
And when you finish in the evening, you sit down again in your vehicle and you
Yeah.
come back home and you sit down. So all those starches and eating, you're not moving. And you're doing that for 5 to 6 days.
Caramelized. Yeah.
Yes. So
Mm-hmm.
that is why, I saw a documentary the other day where they did a survey away and they said people who have desk job are more prone to more lifestyle disease and critical disease more than anybody else because they
Yes.
sit for a long period of time and they
Mm-hmm.
eat, they sit, they eat, they sit, they eat, they sit. And after a couple of years, you develop these lifestyle diseases when it was trying to run the dollar down. Because the dollar that is trying to run down cannot help you down the road when you have those
And then
ailments.
you end up having to spend that same money that you thought you were saving to go to the doctor to get medication, right?
Yes,
So
yes.
how, or you could do it, you could take the risk and do it later, but you may not be alive later.
Correct,
Right.
correct,
So do it
correct.
now.
Yes, let me tell them that. And I said this before, and I will say it again.
Mm-hmm.
Eat your food now as your medicine, or else down the road you'll have to eat your medicine
As
as
your
your food. Because I have never seen someone who sacrificed their health for wealth, and when if they achieve the wealth, it could save their life. It doesn't work like that.
mm-hmm.
Some of the richest people in the world, Steve Jobs is one of those, and he left a message for us on his dying bed
Mm-hmm.
about eat your food as your medicine,
Yeah.
right? He left a message and he had billions, richest man at one point.
Mm-hmm.
And we, in our culture over here, we run this, I can't afford to miss work a thing, and I don't have time to eat because, the boss and the this and the that. And
Mm-hmm.
when we are sick and we are home and we cannot go to work, the job continue. The job continues. They
Yeah.
replace you easy.
Mm-hmm.
So the best gift you can give yourself, your family, your children, your parents is you be healthy. That's the best gift anybody can give somebody that they love is to be healthy. You know,
Yeah.
and and that's why I preach what I preach. I go around spreading this gospel and meeting people like yourself, even young people like yourself who realize you're not too young to get sick. You're not too young to get a lifestyle disease. You're not too young to get anything because whilst we speaking, there's people your age and younger that have it right now, you
Exactly.
know?
Yeah.
And and we who let's say we're healthy, we just take it for granted. You
Mm-hmm.
know, We just take it for granted.
Yeah.
So if you live your life and believing you'll be okay down the road and not doing anything, you're for surprise because you're gonna get a surprise down the road. Yeah.
Definitely. Hmm.
And I don't think there's anybody on this planet, if you go and ask them now, do you want to get sick? Everybody will say no.
Exactly. Yeah.
Nobody want to get sick, right? But what are
But
you
who's
doing?
taking? Yeah.
Yeah, what are you doing?
Hmm.
The funny thing about it is that I heard this saying is that nobody likes Mondays. Nobody likes January because it's like, oh
Hmm.
gosh, Monday boy, oh January is long. I used to see this every single year, but
Yeah.
it don't
Hmm.
stop January from coming. It don't stop Monday from coming. No matter what, it comes.
Hmm.
You know. So
Yeah.
once you're alive, I should say. So anybody who decide to live with their head in the sand and say, you know what, there's one life to live. I eat and drinking and being merry and I watching what I eat and I exercising. You know, what I can say, I don't know what to say. But at the end of the day, the same way that we put money in the bank, hoping to collect it down the road and as an investment, I always tell people this: put your health as an investment, and the return is greater than what you can get in the bank. You
Definitely.
know,
Yeah.
so that's what it is. So I don't preach. I don't advocate for gym. I advocate for wellness, as you know, just as yourself, because I
Yeah.
know that you
Mhm.
exercise as well. I know you gym and thing.
Yes.
All
But
right.
so last, I think it was November, I decided, well, I was doing no sugar November,
Mm-hmm.
which was the hardest thing ever because let me tell you,
Yes.
Victor, every single thing has sugar in
Sugar.
it.
Yes.
The bread,
Yes.
the alcohol,
Yes.
thing,
Beer.
sushi, everything,
Everything. Yes.
everything
Yes.
has sugar in it. So I had to cut out like about 80% of my diet because I was like, wait a minute, even though you're eating this, it has sugar still. So I did no sugar November. And then at the end of no sugar November, I was working out, I was going to the gym regularly. And I said to myself, you know what? This Christmas, I'm giving myself the gift of getting into shape. So that was my gift to myself, getting into shape because I gained a little weight because I was indulging a little bit more than I should have. Not like a lot of weight, probably like about 5, 6 pounds. And
Mm.
so I was like, no, I'm going to the gym, I'm eating clean, I'm taking care of myself, and this is my gift to myself this year. So as you said, as you so rightfully said, you have to give yourself the gift of health. If it's your birthday coming up, that's your gift. Christmas is coming. That's your gift, the gift
Yes.
of health. Especially persons who are parents, you want to live long enough to see your kids graduate, get married, etc. So the best gift that you could give them is being healthy and also having them adopt a healthy lifestyle from young so they don't have to make that switch when they're in their late 30s or 40s and they're already sick or they're already obese because we know that a lot more children these days are becoming obese because the parents are giving them a lot of fast food and snacking and the sodas. So like I said, the best thing you could do is give yourself the gift of health and also pass it down to each generation that comes. Yeah.
And that's well said. And two things I will say is that yes, obesity is on the rise with children in this country,
Mm-hmm.
and again, as you said, is based on the snacking, and not only that, and when the children come home, parents claiming to be super busy, so just allow them to be on the tablet for long
Mm-hmm.
period of hours and the phone,
Yeah.
and so it's just twiddling the thumbs and snacking, twiddling the thumbs and snacking. So yeah. So
Yeah.
a overweight child, is not healthy, and
Yes.
parents have to know that. And it's funny as you mentioned about the best gift you can give your children because if you watch my profile this evening, I post a video with that same thing said there.
Really? I
Check it.
saw you posting something, but I'll check it out.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
the same thing,
Yeah.
right? So because some of us one thing you hear a lot from adults,
Mm-hmm.
parents, mothers, fathers, is that I will do anything for my children. I love them. I will die for them. I heard
Mm-hmm.
that so many times. I will die for my children. I love them so much. All right. You may have fucking planning to die for them, and I really don't mean that. How about trying to live for them? How about
Exactly.
trying to be healthy for them? Because no children would want to see the parents sick. I don't think any good children. Because
Mm-hmm.
if a mother or a father asks their daughter
Mm-hmm.
or son, would you want me to get sick? I think all children will say no,
No, exactly.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So for the parents who say, anybody touch my child, they want to deal with me and I would take a bullet and this and that. Oh, that's fine. But here what? Take a journey down a healthy line for your children. See them get big, see your grandchildren. The
Mm-hmm.
best gift, and I'm repeating what you now said because it's something that is always said,
Yeah.
right? And I'm glad that you said it as a young person like yourself. The best
Mm-hmm.
gift you can give your children is you being healthy
Mm-hmm.
down the road, right? Because all parents want to see the children live long. All parents want to be around to walk up the aisle, to do things that they envision with the children. No,
Mm-hmm.
no parent want their, to be pushed into the daughter wedding and they cannot. They are still in the back and they can't go because that is a nightmare for a child who love their moms or their father. So what I'm
Definitely.
saying is that it's the 2025. I said it today on a post I did. The best gift you could give yourself and your children for 2025 is to say, what, see today, I am going to make a decision to change the way that I eat, cut down on my portion size. And
Mm-hmm.
if, for those who don't want to go to the gym, it's fine. Go to the savannah, take a little walk,
Yeah.
do,
And not for carnival. Because
well,
it's the craze
mm-mm,
now is like I gotta
mm-mm.
get in shape for
Yep.
carnival. Do it for you. Do it for
Yes.
yourself.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
it has to be, it's a lifestyle. It's not something like, oh, I'm gonna get in shape for 3 months, jump up on the road, look great, take my pictures, and then I'm back to all the junk foods I was eating before. You gain back all the weight, because some people, it's a cycle for them. It's get healthy for carnival, they get back fat or they gain back the weight. Then, oh, carnival coming. Oh my gosh, run around the savannah. Oh, no, no, no sugar, no this, taking my shots, doing this, that. And then when carnival passes, it's like, oh, well, back to, regular schedule. So it's not, don't let it be a phase. Don't let it be like, okay, we're doing no sugar November and no alcohol November, and then you go right back into the same pattern, So it really is a lifestyle choice.
Yes, and that's what you mentioned there is in the mind of most Trinidadians who play mass.
Right
They
now, yes.
Yes, right now they come on for January, and if you go up Chancellor or Babu Cathedral or Rangi Savannah, you can't get a space because yeah,
Mm, that
and
is
you,
true.
and you and I in the gym. I mean, this season is like I go to the gym later in the night or around
Very,
midday,
very early in the
early
morning.
early morning because these people come in and just I've been straight crowded up the gym, and the result I'm gonna get in 3 months is 2%, 3% if you haven't been doing anything before. And if nobody didn't tell you, all I saying it. The men and women that you see for carnival playing mass that looks really good is people who doing it right through the year.
Correct.
Right through the year. So you ain't coming. I just tell people if you want to look really good for carnival, doesn't matter your size, start now for 2026. Yeah. No, I tell you,
And
no, you know that. Use that, Gemma. You know that, right?
yes.
So,
Mhm.
so, so if I've been sure with you, right? Some people may not like what I'm going to say, and it's fine.
Mhm.
If somebody who never gym in their life, they have some size or whatever, a guy, and they
Mhm.
could come January, and in March could look better than me, I given up the business. I've been sure with you because
Ah,
you
yeah.
listen. As the good book say, Reaping is for those who plant. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you can't go to the bank a day and tell them, hey, I want $5,000, and you haven't put a cent in the bank on your account. It doesn't work like that.
Mm-hmm.
What I find and I notice people is that you'll buy a new car, they will tell you every 3 months, go and get service. And watch me, they go in every 3 months. They're changing tire, they're changing oil. A car, that can't, break down some point in time. Some
Mm-hmm.
people just treat a dog better than themselves. Some people just treat a goldfish better than themselves. All right? And nothing wrong with that in the sense of taking care of the animal. But
Mm-hmm.
how about the person in the mirror? How about taking care of that person in the mirror? Start with self first. No,
Mm-hmm.
no boyfriend, no girlfriend, no husband or wife. You had to treat
Mm-hmm.
yourself before you could treat anybody. You had to love yourself before you could
Yeah.
love everybody. And if you really love yourself and look in the mirror and say, you know what? And open your eyes. Don't go in the mirror and close your eyes. Go in the mirror, open your eyes and say, hey, what's going on? What can I change? Watch yourself. Even me, just do it. And I gym 5, 6 days a week. And you know what? I want to be the best version of myself and
Yeah.
try a little a day, step by step, and after a period of time, you go say, but wait now, I've seen some improvement. That's how it's working out.
Yeah.
If you go to the gym,
Gonna be right away, so don't get discouraged. So
yes,
don't look
yes.
for results after 3 weeks or
No, no, yeah.
like for me, it took me a little, like probably about 6 weeks before I really started because I was like, I'm not eating any sugar. I'm exercising 4 to 5 times a week. What is going on? I look the same. But then eventually it was like, oh wow, I'm seeing, my legs look
Yes.
more toned, my stomach fat, is has reduced a lot and I'm seeing, the six packs forming. So be patient. Don't think it's a overnight thing. And I think that's why a lot of these get slim quick schemes, they're very popular because persons, they don't want to put in the work or they become discouraged very quickly, so it's kind of like, okay, take this pill and you'll be slim within like 4 weeks or 2 weeks, you're gonna shed some pounds. But it doesn't work like that, and it just leads to dependency on that product that you're taking. So if you want something that's sustainable, there are no corners that you can cut. You have to eat healthy and you have to incorporate exercise as well.
Well said, well said. And I met people in gym already, females who get this courage and despondent. And I always say this: every man and woman that is looking good, they didn't born so. Right? Nobody born with a gym body. Zero person born with a gym body. Everybody you see have a body that looks toned and real scalp. They
Mhm.
work and they work hard for it. In spite of what people may think is hard work. You know that. Yeah?
But one of the things I told you when you came to my pop up, I said to you, I said, you look like you're someone that works out because I could
Yes.
see it. I could see you're in your build, in your arms. I could see. Listen, this is someone that takes care of themselves. So I'm like, you should be interested in my product. And,
Yes, yes,
sure, like you could see when someone works out and when they take care of themselves. And
yes.
I'm sure it's a great feeling when people compliment you and say, "Oh, you look great." Like I love, like people sometimes people just look at me and they're like, "You go to the gym?" I'm like, "I do."
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like when you're seeing the results and people are also seeing the results as well. Yeah.
Yeah, and it wasn't always so as you rightly said, but yourself and even me. Yes, I do it a while, but it wasn't always so. And yes, people is give me good comment anyway. Most of the time I outside whatever, right? And it feels good. I mean, up to today, a young guy in the gym asked me how long it take to look the way that I look, and I said, listen, it's not a matter of just years or whatever, because there's a lot of, modern exercise and things now that you can, once you're committed to at
Yeah.
least 3 to 4 days a week, you could tweak a diet to suit. You can
Mm,
get results in a few months, to encourage you because
yeah.
I think once you start to get results, it inspire you to keep going because you're saying, all right, yes, it's working. Because if you go to the gym expecting results in the first week or 2 weeks, as you rightfully said, you're gonna get disappointed because
Yeah.
Everybody who go to the gym, if you look to the left, you'll see somebody looking better than you, even me, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when you look to the right, you will see a lot of people not as looking good as yourself. So
Yeah.
there's always somebody looking better, and there's always somebody looking not as good yet because they're working towards that. So
Mm.
it's always to be it's just to be consistent, be
Yeah.
consistent and
Yeah.
doing it. If you're doing it because you love yourself, therefore you shouldn't get discouraged because you're doing it for yourself.
Yep.
And that is what I try to encourage people. If you go, whether it's swimming, whether it's you're going to cycle, whether you're doing badminton, whether you're going up Chancellor, whatever it is you're working on from home, you
Mm-hmm.
have to be consistent. You have to do it for yourself. You have to love what you do
Mm-hmm.
and love doing what you do you
Yeah.
know, and it builds your confidence as well, as you know.
Yeah, of course. And I love that point you made about loving yourself. Because when you keep yourself in good shape, it means that you love yourself. It's a reflection of your self-love. And a lot of people don't look at health and fitness through that lens. They don't realize that, okay, if I love myself, why would I want myself to become morbidly obese? Why would I want to bring myself to illness because of my diet? If I love myself, I want to live long. I want to be healthy for as long as possible. I want to be fit for as long as possible. So self love is really important on your fitness journey. It's not just about getting fit to show others, I look great. It's about loving yourself. And when you love yourself, you take care of you. Yeah, so I love that point that you made about
Yes,
in yourself. Yeah.
yes, it's aesthetics, and it's not about aesthetics. And
Mhm.
aesthetics is just the byproduct of
Yeah.
it,
It's a
and
benefit plus.
it's a
Yeah.
plus. It's a
Mhm.
plus. Because after you're doing it for a period of time, I think you feel good. Even on work, I tell them guys and them, I haven't used, and I'm saying it, but I'm knocking something here because I wanted to go to 25 because
Mhm.
I haven't used sick leave in years, over a decade. I haven't
Mhm.
used sick leave, and I mean, not that I'm feeling I'm better than anybody. It's just that I'm
Mhm.
just doing what I think I need to, what had to be done,
Yeah.
and I think in Trinidad is you would know because I'm pretty sure something will lie with your friends when you're eating clean, and
Mhm.
most of the restaurant don't support people like yourself and me when we say we want to eat clean. Because when I go to certain restaurant,
Mhm.
I mean, there's not much choice I have. What choices
Yeah.
that I have?
Yeah.
I'm lucky to get some vegetables and
Yeah.
lucky to get some, but they might want to sprinkle some shredded cheese on it or something. So it's not
Mhm.
easy.
Yeah. A point I want to make is that when I was doing No Sugar November, I avoided restaurants because everything in the restaurant had sugar in it or
Yes,
high salt as well because they add salt for flavor, right?
yes.
So definitely had to avoid restaurants, and you cannot. That's the next thing. If you want to be healthy, you can't eat restaurant food every week. You have to
Mhm.
cut off because I was an avid restaurant goer. Let me tell you, like every weekend, probably like twice in the weekend, I would be at a restaurant eating this, eating that. And they use a lot of sauces, eating pasta, a lot of stuff,
Mm.
you know,
Yes, yes.
make you gain weight really quickly. And then I took a look at myself. My birthday was approaching, and I was like, damn, I really don't like the way that I look right now. So I really need to do something about it. And that's when I decided I'm back in the gym. And not just the gym, but eating clean. I'm going to cut this out. I'm going to cut out, I'm not even going to drink soda at all. So, and like alcohol intake, alcohol, it really does a lot of damage to your body. Persons don't notice. And alcohol is high in sugar as well. You know,
Yes,
so
yes.
you really have to take steps like cutting out restaurants, maybe even stop hanging around friends who drink a lot and who encourage you to drink and like, no, you're not taking a drink, come on, No, you really have to be focused. And sometimes the journey is lonely because, you don't have family or friends that are into health and fitness like you or getting into health and fitness. But trust me, you're gonna find persons along the way. If you go to the gym, if you're walking up Chancellor, you're gonna find persons who are like-minded, and that is gonna eventually, encourage you to continue. So sometimes that support system doesn't always come from family and friends, but it comes from other persons who are on their own fitness journeys like yourself. Yeah.
Yes, and well said. I mean, I give you full 10 points for that, for what
Mhm.
said there, because um, yes, it's a lonely journey, and you have to say to yourself, all right, I made this decision because it's really a self decision.
Mhm.
Taking help seriously isn't a group decision; it's a
Yeah,
self decision, and
exactly.
and you do have to take a arm's length from some of your friends and them who is chronic limers and drinkers, because they
Hmm.
make the journey more challenging, especially when you're trying to get the discipline in order to balance yourself out. And in our cultures, you don't see group coming to you and say, "Oh, friends come and say, girl, let's go, Chancellor, let's go to the gym, or let's do something healthy today." You most see friends come and say, "Let's go party, let's go lime, let's go drink." You
Mhm.
know,
True.
you never see a carload of friends pulling up and we going and eat vegetables or going. You will see,
That's true.
you ain't
That's
seeing that.
true.
Is our culture. So,
Yeah.
as you rightfully now said,
Mm-hmm.
you'll find friends, people like you, like-minded, who on the same journey in the gym,
Mm-hmm.
um, on a trek,
Yeah.
or somewhere that where the healthy people or the conscious people are. And then, I just tell people this: I don't train with people. I've always trained by myself. I'm self-disciplined, so it don't matter. I don't need no one to train. But it's the hardest thing you can
Me.
do.
Yeah.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
So if you could get a gym body that is really like yourself, then
Mm-hmm.
it's perfect. I mean, it's a plus if you can, right?
Yes.
But
Mm-hmm.
if you have a body that, you want to go 5 days and it's like, oh gosh, nah, that could tend that negativity could help make your journey harder.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why, as you rightfully said, sometimes you had to ease up some of your friends. Your friends still, but you had to, going out and things, you had to ease it down until you had enough discipline
This.
whereby you could go out with them in a restaurant and still don't eat what they're eating and don't drink what they're drinking. Because
Mm-hmm.
I just get it all the time. Well, he can't drink. He do eat this. He do eat that. I just get. He's a chipmunk. He's a chipmunk. He's gonna eat nuts. He's gonna eat beans. I don't give free birthday. I'll give him a bag of nuts. It's okay, right? I just hear all that, my friends. They love me. I love them. But hear what? I am, confidence now. I have confidence now to know that those things don't bother me. You
Yeah.
know, they just
Mm-hmm.
make fun of me, make joke, and it's fine. But you know what? I know I'm healthy. I'm not on the right path.
Yeah.
And
Mm.
that is important.
Yeah.
That is important. So I know, again, for this season, it's carload of people going in places. You know that. This,
Chance.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Benedict.
Yeah, it
Eddie Hudson.
crowded.
No.
It crowded, and it's all I just say to these people: if you're doing 5 days a week and you want to fit in your costume and whatever is your short, because I short
Short term
goal.
goal. Yeah.
Yeah, that's small too, and you're really not going to see much. You might get a condition more than you had before if you're persistent, but you are getting no big change if you never do not you start January.
Mm-hmm.
If your trainer telling you that to take your money, the line I said it right here. You can come in January, and in
Yeah.
March you can be 250 pounds and a 5 footer. If you use 5 foot, I use 250 pounds in December and
Mm-hmm.
January, and you expect to be 150 pounds in March.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I wish you all the best.
Realistic.
Right.
Yeah.
It's realistic. And don't set that. Just start before. All right. As
Mm-hmm.
these fly by night pills and drink to shrink and all them things that in
Yeah.
my humble
Good
view is waste
thing.
of money, is waste of money. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Is just to get in your mind to believe that it's working and you'll get what you want in that short space of time when you don't have to do none of that. All you have to do is start earlier, change your diet, know
Mm-hmm.
what works and what works for you based on your, who you are and your body type and all of that. right?
Mm-hmm.
Consult your nutritionist if you're not sure,
Yeah.
and you have a consultant, and start talk to a trainer. Tell them. Another thing I said last week as well on one of my reels is that a lot of people go to the gym and they don't know what they're going for.
Yeah.
They just go, they don't how to say it. They go into the gym, but you're not training towards nothing. I ain't talking about the carnival people generally. If
Mm-hmm.
you go to the gym and you just go to the gym and you're working out, whatever, and you train with no intention, you will be there 6 months, a year, and your results will be, you
Yeah.
know,
No. Yeah.
you have to have a vision of how you want to look.
You have to set goals for
You have to
yourself.
set goals for yourself.
Yeah.
Because I've met people who tell me they gym a year and show me pick on their phone and they find they ain't getting no kind of results.
Yeah.
But all I had to say, listen, you gotta set short term goal, all
Yeah.
right? Whether it's weight or it is mass you want to lose.
Mm.
And but most people don't tell you that when they leave the gym, they're eating crappy.
I was literally about to make that point with you. Like,
Yeah,
diet is 80%.
scent. Yes, yes,
A lot of people think that, oh, I could eat junk food and then I'll burn it off at the gym. It doesn't work.
yes. It does not work like that. No.
Drink a lot of alcohol tonight and then I'll burn it off tomorrow. I'll run a mile. I'll do a lot of cardio, 1 hour cardio, and I should be back to normal.
It,
No.
it, it doesn't work like that.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't work like that. And I think trainees, we our culture is that, right?
Yeah.
And because I over here, men in the gym is like, hey, like my last said that we drink some alcohol there, boy, and in the gym. But listen, there's a difference with people who take care of themselves holistically when coming to the health and the fitness,
Yeah.
and someone who doing it and doing everything else that is should in order to get the result that they want.
Mm-hmm.
So doesn't mean you can't, as you rightly said earlier on this podcast, you can't, take a drink if you're drinking, socially from time to time if you're in an occasion like that. But
Yeah.
it cannot be something you do, consistently and expect to get the result from somebody not doing it. And I think that something I also say is that not because you're going to the gym every day doesn't mean that you're healthy.
Not
That's
because you're slim. A lot
just
of
make
people think because you're slim too, it means you're healthy. No.
no
You
is no. Yeah.
diabetic and
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
diabetes is not only for obese persons. A lot of persons think that if you're obese,
Yes.
you're automatically diabetic. But I know a few persons well who are slim like myself and they are diabetic. So it really is about the foods that you intake. So if your diet is high in sugar, yes, you're eventually gonna end up, getting pre-diabetes or type 2 diabetes. So it's not just about your figure, your size, but it's about actually meeting your goals and eating healthy, eating clean, because that's what's gonna have you maintaining good health, optimum health, for as long as possible.
Yes, as long as possible. And even though, you see, I think what we lack in this country is information. People suffering from lack of information because,
Mhm.
as you said earlier on, and I know it as well. So even though people say, "But Vic, I can't drink some sugar, like some tea or whatever," but that's one thing. But then you're eating so much starch again that is sugar. It's too much. It's not just putting a teaspoon in your coffee from time to time. It's
Mhm.
a lot of people don't understand that flour is high in sugar. These parboiled rice,
Yes,
all these starchy foods.
your blood sugar.
Yes, you see, they don't understand, and it's not being taught in most institutions like schools, and I don't think it's being taught because big farm and the big supermarkets. One last you see an ad that telling you in East West Corridor going central any big bullet board that about sugar. You don't see no ad against sugar ever.
No,
You don't
no,
see it.
really
You,
no.
you know. So back then they used to tell you a healthy breakfast is honey nut cereal and a glass of milk. And
Mm-hmm.
that's the worst thing you could drink because all them cereal and them is a ton load of sugar and flour. That's what make this cereal.
Yeah,
So if you're giving your children cereal in the morning, parents cut it off because cereal is only crunchy sugar.
yeah, exactly.
It's not good.
pancakes, waffles with syrup, very unhealthy. But this is what is this. That's what I like to call the American breakfast. Pancakes, sausage, processed. Food. And bacon. That is the American breakfast, and that has been advertised and promoted for so long that persons actually believe, oh, this is healthy. This is healthy. It's a full breakfast. But it's not healthy.
It really will get you, it'll get you full in truth,
It
right?
will it'll get you round and full. Yes,
Yes, get you full. But
healthy.
I think too is that we so adapt in this American lifestyle in Trinidad here more than any Caribbean. I think Trinidad we have it the worst, and that is why all those fast food in the states setting up shop in Trinidad now. Yeah,
Because there's a market for them. Yeah.
right. There's a market because we are not conscious of what we put in our mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So America have a lot of obesity and diabetes and a lot of sick people, and we out of all the countries in away, we decide to copycat the one that have the worst when coming to healthy food,
Mm-hmm.
right? Best you go with Italy. Italy, I mean, it's a lot better in the sense of the culture than America.
Like you rightfully said, it's the culture as well. Not just the diet, but a lot of Europeans they walk a lot. So, we get in our cars
Yes,
and we drive. If we're going probably like just a mile, they'll walk. A mile isn't a long distance to them, but no, not Trinis. We have to hop in our car,
yes,
drive everywhere. If we're
yes.
going one place in town to another place in town,
You
we get
drive
in
in.
cars and we drive. So sometimes we look at persons in Europe and we say, oh, they smoke a lot, or they might drink every day. But it's that moving the body, it's that active lifestyle
Yes,
as well
yes,
that's
yes,
that's holding them together.
yes. You're correct, and I think that's what we lack in here because you will see one household have 5 cars, and
Yeah.
everybody going to work in port and paying for the same time, but everybody want to drive themselves, and you're correct. When you go to the supermarket or you go to the mall, everybody want to park right. Nobody don't want to walk. Everybody parking the close, 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 close.
Yes, yes.
And when you
Mhm.
look, they always park all over there. But everybody wants to walk
And
less.
yes.
That's
Mm-hmm.
that's
When you
what it
should be
is.
talking more. Yeah.
And
True.
that's why our and in the other parts of the Caribbean it's not as bad. Right? Because I made some trips and people, they have cars obviously, but I think we
Mm-hmm.
in Trinidad here we so Americanized.
We're spoiled.
Yeah, we spoiled with this American culture that
Mm-hmm.
it killing us, and we're not realizing it killing us because I had a lot of doctors on this podcast, and
Yeah.
they said it. They say, you know what? It's only so much they can do
Mm-hmm.
because they can't come on and cook for you. They could tell you what to do, but they're not doing it because when they
Yeah.
get diagnosed with any form of diabetes, the doctor will tell you change your diet. They will give you a pill because based on where it is, they will have to give a pill, a couple of pills to kind of bring it down. But they
Mm-hmm.
always tell you change your diet, but nobody listens to that part. It's
Yeah.
easier to say, you know what, man, forget doctor. I go pop a pill every day or go take an injection every day. And that's
Mm-hmm.
why
Yeah.
nobody want to change their diet. Even the doctor telling them they have to change their diet and exercise. The doctors always tell them that. But
Mm-hmm.
nobody listen. But the exercise part, they say, yeah, yeah. And they take the pill. So
Yeah.
now you're taking pill for the rest of your life when you could have just tweak what you eat and go and do a little walking 2, 3 days a week. And
Mm-hmm.
it always reverse because doctors said it on this platform and I've heard it all over. You can reverse these things if you
Yes, you
change your
can.
diet and your exercise.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So as I was telling you earlier before this podcast, time
Mhm.
just fly, right?
Yes.
You see, I was telling you that, and he was like, "Oh well, yes." You see, we having so much fun. We having so much fun. I see the time is on upon us, and some people I just bring them back maybe 2 months down the road, a month, and I think I'll bring you back down the road because I think people want to hear you because this podcast is one of those. I actually rate my podcast to myself and my team, and this is one that will get high rating as well. based on the
Yeah.
interaction, and you was excellent. And I just thank you for coming. Thank you for making the time.
Thank you
And
for
and
having me. I really enjoyed talking
yes,
to you. And this is my first time doing, getting in front of the camera and talking about my business because I'm generally camera shy. So I'm glad I agreed to do it. And it was so much fun. So thank
well,
you.
well, they will see more of you, as months go by, with Fortress. I know they will see more of you. And also, before you go, you can, let the viewers know where they can get you on social media. And you can also, however you do deliveries, how to pick up, how you take orders and things like that.
Right. So I am on social media. I'm on Instagram and Facebook at Lejeune Marketplace. And also, if you buy one of my juices, you'll see that we have a QR code here. So if you scan that QR code, it's going to take you directly to my Instagram page. Also, you can contact me at 338-8573 to place your orders. It's a WhatsApp only number. All right. So you can WhatsApp me or you can call me on WhatsApp to place an order. We do deliveries, right? We charge a fee for deliveries depending on where you are located. And yeah, so you can reach me on WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, and you can also email us at lejumarketplace@gmail.com.
Nice. And also at Eddie Had.
Yes, of
Hmm.
course. So
Don't leave that out.
I mentioned that in the beginning. So
Yes.
I am at Etihad for the carnival season, the entire carnival season. So till the end of February, every Friday and Saturday from 6 to 9 p.m. I think I got the time mixed up. From 6 to 9 p.m. I will be in Etihad. We're popping up next to Smoke and Fire restaurant. Yeah. And I'll be selling my natural juices there. So, like I said, I will have all different flavors. I've been doing it for the month of December. So, we have different flavors from green juices, beetroot, carrot juice, um, and yeah, so I'm really excited about that. So, come check me out at Eddie Hart as well.
Great. So I just want to again thank you for coming. Thank you for awesome, you
Um,
know, podcast. Thank you for the support always. Thanks for supporting Fortress. Thanks,
any
yeah. So we're gonna meet up again. We have stuff to do. I'll be coming Friday for my juices. Friday coming. So you'll see me as always because I believe in that juice. And also, so people, her juice will be, I will put it up on my platform as well, and so they can reach out and get my support 100. Yeah. So
Yeah,
have a blessed night. Be safe. God bless, and
you.
we will see you again. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.